man, I'd absolutely shoot this buck if he comes out 36 yards. If I can get to where I feel like I'm rock solid, I'll shoot him. Finally, he just eases out into that opening, and I come back to full draw on him.
Oh, he's better ball. Big. He's going on the white right now. He's going.
Wannabe boys, they both have come up this morning.
Right there. Looks so huge.
This is how heavy he is, man. Go hold him up with it. Wow, what a set. What a season it's been. There's a nice go. He's not quite as tall as I thought he was. My gosh.
It's for sure cool.
Love us. That's really popped up on the camera for us. That came from the first sit at home. You know, they're gonna make some noise. They're really not gonna talk about it. We just gotta go.
That's a big girl, baby! Yes! Hell yeah! Oh my god, yes, dude!
What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Wannabe Outdoors video. This week's video, I'm going deer hunting. I'm at our spot up north of Rapid here on a private piece of property. This property we found, I think it's 4 years ago now. We've killed some really nice deer off here, center pivot irrigation type stuff. We're the only ones who archery hunt it. There are other people who rifle hunt, so the bucks don't get giant. I mean, we're not talking like East River or Iowa size, but there is some nice bucks. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. So I've been sitting in my stand for probably half hour. Sun's getting low, there's some clouds, so it's behind those, but it's definitely not set yet. Quite a bit of the sit left. I turned back around. I'm facing towards my shooting lane to my left so that I can sit down in a chair and shoot sitting down. I don't have to stand up. So much more stable that way. So my shooting lane's on my left, and I look back all the way to my right, which is bedding area, like really thick elephant grass type stuff. I mean, we're talking 6, 7, 8, 9 foot tall grass back to my right. And I'm hearing something move through there, and I see a little bit of fur, and I'm like, oh, it must be a coyote or a bobcat, as short as it is. And then I realize that's a deer standing up in that grass. I can barely see him. And he comes into a tiny little opening and picks his head way up, and I'm like, okay, it's a spike. I look back behind him, and there's something really making a lot of noise moving through, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's a bigger buck having a hard time getting those antlers through. Sure enough, it is. I can see him back on that other side in that really thick stuff, but there's just absolutely no chance to get a shot through there. I mean, it is so thick. I'm not even sure that the camera, I had the Tacticam on my bow, not even sure it picked up any video of the buck at all. I mean, you just can't see him at all, and I really tried because, I mean, I had, other than the grass, I had a clear lane. I mean, no sticks, no twigs, which is a big deal. You'll find out later in the video. I mean, I had a nice clear lane. He was right back there. I just couldn't even see which way his body was. I could see a couple of the tops of the tines, but I couldn't really see, which way his body was facing or get a clear shot at all. So he played around in the grass back there for probably 15 or 20 minutes before he started to move out more in front of where I was sitting. He was here at, I mean, we're talking 15 yards. He was there, and I just couldn't see him at all. And he starts to circle out to where he's getting to like 20, 25, 30 out in front of me, but he starts to get towards where the spike had gone. The spike's been milling around over here to my left for, oh man, probably almost 15 minutes. He's been messing around over there in what looks to be an open lane for me. I mean, I can see it, I can see his body. I think I can get an arrow in there. And I'm like, okay, this buck walked the same trail as the spike through the grass, so he should come out in the same spot, and hopefully he messes around in that spot right there, as long as this spike has, 36 yards, range the spike, got a good clear range on him. Hopefully I can, get on this spike or get on this buck when he comes out where that spike is and get a clean shot on him. And he starts coming around, he's at 30 yards and he starts cutting straight sideways just like the spike did. And I'm like, oh man, he's gonna walk right where that spike did. And he gets to where his head is starting to get into the opening, and he hangs up, and I mean, I'm sure it was probably 4 minutes, but it felt like forever. I mean, I needed him to take 4 steps, 3 steps was all, and he was in my lane, and it was open, and I can see his antlers out in front, and I'm like, this is a buck I would shoot for sure. He's got bladed beams, he's a 5 on both sides, just barely on the one side, but he's a 5 on both sides. I've got big walleyes to go catch this fall. I've got my mom to help fill her elk tag, hunting on the weekends. I've really probably only got more, like 2 or 3 more sits the entire season. And some of those are going to be, December sits after the rifle hunters have come through and cleaned out some of our better bucks. I'm like, man, I'd absolutely shoot this buck if he comes out 36 yards. If I can get to where I feel like I'm rock solid, I'll shoot him. And finally, he just eases out into that opening, and I come back to full draw on him. So I get back to full draw on this buck, I'm anchored good, and I touch it off. And I don't know if it was because it was darker down there at the bottom, or if that feed bunk that they use in the wintertime for the cows kind of made the sticks blend in, or if it was the big, stalks, the blades of grass that I didn't see them. I didn't see them at all. It wasn't even like in my head like, oh, be a little low or a little high to clear that. I didn't even see it. Didn't even see it. And sure enough, that arrow cut that stick clean in half. I mean, clean in half. I mean, that iron will just right through it. I mean, if you're shooting an expandable, that's game over. Your blades are open and you're not even gonna, you're done. But with a fixed blade, it cut clean through it and sunk back into his guts. So now, it's a Sunday night, I got work the next day, I've hit this buck in the guts. I got 2 options. I can let him walk and go lay down, but this is a tiny river bottom. We're talking, it's a 200 yard long piece of river bottom, and my truck is back in the direction he's in. The odds of me getting out of my stand, getting through all these crunchy leaves and back to my truck, even if I try to make a big loop to get back to the truck, the odds of, the wind's just not, he's gonna smell or see me or hear me. He's probably gonna get up out of his bed. And then what are the odds of finding him? He's probably gonna, the river's right there. He could jump the river, get across. You just never know what's gonna happen. I decided I'm not gonna let this deer leave my sight. As soon as I feel like I can climb down without scaring the crap out of him, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna go put another arrow in him. And I did. Sure enough, I got snuck around, got snuck up on him, got to 54 yards. And put another arrow through him, double lung. Wish I would have had the tag cam running. What a crazy shot. 54 yards. He was feeling sick enough. I feel like I probably got liver. I didn't find any hole in the liver, but I feel like I probably got liver with this first arrow, just because of how sick he was feeling as fast as he was. Gut shots, yeah, they feel sick right away, but they're still alert. If you get 54 yards behind him and stand up and that deer is staring at you, he's going to leave pretty quick. But this buck, I was standing 54 yards behind him because the grass was tall enough that I had to stand up. Standing at full draw, and I went, meh, meh, and I'd go, hey. And then finally, he went from walking straight away from me to he turned back to look at me, if he's walking straight away. He turned like this, just enough, and his head turned back to look at me that I snuck one right in there, right in the pocket, double lung, came out in the front. And he ran another 80 yards, piled up. So I mean, yeah, a pretty cool buck for sure. Definitely not my biggest buck ever for the amount of time I had left to hunt. You know, good brows, super bladed on his main beams there, which is pretty cool. I saw that right away when I was looking at him in that tall grass. I could see those, and I'm like, oh yeah, I would shoot that buck if he comes up to where I can get a shot off at him. But yeah, definitely a cool buck, cool archery buck, cool hunt. You know, unfortunate that first one hit that arrow or hit that stick and deflected into his guts. It's gonna happen, guys. I mean, it's part of hunting. If you haven't shot one in the guts or missed one, you just haven't been hunting long enough. It will happen to everybody. It does happen to everybody. I was just fortunate enough to get that chance at 54 yards to put a second arrow in him and then be able to recover the deer. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week.